welcome to episode 3, Trace. What's French for 3?
Trois.
Trois
I didn't
of the
think
Frankie and Jackson Show. I'm Frankie,
And I'm Jackson.
and today we have some heavy topics, some medium topics, and some light topics. For the heavy, we have the storm that knocked out power for a few days, made my college apps a lot more stressful. For the medium,
We have ourselves the Credit for Life. That was about 2 Fridays ago. It was a quick little, get together with the whole school. We talked about like how to invest better and in the future, if you pick a certain career, like how your life will be set up, which was like a little scary, but it was, pretty helpful. And for the lighthearted,
we go to Mr. Richter's select choir class and talk to him about the rituals, the warm-ups he does before class, and what it means to him and to the choir as a family.
all right, let's get on to that Credit for Life story. How about we?
Yeah, how about we? Do you think that doing this fair so far has been helpful to you?
If you think about it like logically and you just pick like the cheapest option within reason, it's not that bad. It kind of reminds me of the health class. I don't know if you remember like the freshman year we did like the budgeting similar thing, and so it feels about the same. It just has more like the numbers they use are just more well informed.
Do you think this fair has been helpful so far?
No.
Could you elaborate on that?
It's been nothing but stressful, and I don't think I'm going to live to retirement age.
How have you felt about this? You think this has been useful for you and the rest of the students here?
I think it's pretty useful. It's a good reality check. It's definitely stressful, though. You run out of money fast.
Yeah, it's stressful. What would you say has been like the most surprising thing that you've heard so far?
How much furniture costs? Even when you thrift it, it's like still $1,000.
And what would you say has been like the most surprising thing you've learned today?
That political science majors only make $38,000 a year. Yeah, really, yeah.
Well, that's extremely unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that.
Extremely unfortunate, yeah.
What's been the most interesting thing that you've learned so far at this fair?
I haven't really, okay, I didn't know groceries cost that much.
This is true. Groceries are very expensive.
All right, we're here with Mr. Ford. First question: why do you think this event and learning about like reality costs and check the costs for the students is so important?
Oh my goodness. I mean, we talk about, all of the, the major disciplines, and the academics is such a focus nowadays. And we sometimes forget that these real life skills of budgeting, what does it cost to rent a house versus a mortgage, and car payments, and how much really does it cost for a family to have groceries and clothes on your back, and pay the electric bill and the credit cards and cable TV and internet and everything else. It's super, super important. And this setup here is really so realistic based on, hey, this is your job that you might have. This is the income that you can expect to have in that job, and subsequent student loans. And it really encompasses everything, right down to reality checks where you find out like your car breaks and you need to fix your car, or you realize that, God forbid, there's a health emergency. It's really important for kids to experience this in high school so that as young adults, they don't just get swamped with debt or a lack of understanding of what it takes to really, run a household and be self-sufficient.
Thank you to all the students and teachers who we interviewed at the Credit for Life Fair. Gotta say, a little depressing if you put down your career as an actor or a teacher. Follow your dreams.
Anyways, do you hear that?
What is that?
I think that's. Whoa! A storm's a brewing. Oh my god. We're going to be interviewing some of the people that were affected by the storm, especially seniors, and their upcoming college deadlines. So let's head over to that story now.
So how did the nor'easter affect your life and daily routine?
I got trapped in my house for a few days. There was a lot of downed trees in my backyard, and I was not able to go to my work because it was closed due to the storm in the harbor. This village market lost power for like 2-3 days and wasn't able to open up for customers. The trees in my backyard were really bad. I had like 2 massive trees go down and a big trunk, go into my neighbor's yard. So we had to figure out how to clear that because it was like gonna knock down other trees with it.
I have a few questions about the storm that recently happened. You're obviously a senior, so how did that affect you with like college preparement and like what you were doing for college at the time?
Well, at first I thought we would have to make up the days, obviously, because we're not seniors beforehand, but now that we're seniors, we don't have to make them up, which is cool. But besides that, it didn't really affect my college work as much as other people. Like the power went out and everything, so it was hard to like get stuff done like that. But people who are applying early action should have probably had stuff done earlier on and not like a couple days before.
I didn't have power for a while. A tree fell in my neighborhood and there wasn't any data or internet, and then like my generator broke midway through, so I couldn't get any work done, and I had a lot of work to do. So like I had to go to my friend Will's house, who's behind the camera. Hi, Will. I had to do work at his house because he had power, and I had to write my college essay there. So it was fun.
And what was it like going back to work after the most important business institute being closed for a few days?
The Village Market was an absolute shambles. The power went out, knocking down all the freezers and fridges, meaning we had to move everything to 2 freezer-safe trailers in the parking lot, which was quite interesting. And then when it reopened, we had to move everything out of there and then toss everything that was we had to discard, which was an absolute nightmare. And customers were coming up to the store the entire 2 days asking if when it was going to be back open. We just had to tell them they had to leave.
Hi, I'm here with Mr. McGuire here, local weather fanatic, and the Scituate High School staff. Just here to talk about the weather and the storm that happened frequently. What would you say, how intense was the storm this week?
So it was probably, other than Nemo in 2013, probably the most intense storm we've had. We definitely obviously had a lot of tree damage, a lot of wind damage. We had multiple wind gusts over 80 miles an hour. We had a max wind gust of 98 miles an hour on First Cliff, and lots and lots of trees down. Listening to the scanner overnight, just police and fire had to respond to like hundreds of calls. It was unbelievable, and so much credit to them for being out there in the mix and talking to some former students who were on the police force, and they just had like the longest night you could imagine. So a very powerful storm.
Exactly. And something else that I want to ask you, did it affect you personally at all? Did you get any damage around you, or?
So no damage. We had lots of some trees down around us, nothing huge. We were on generator power for about probably a little less than 48 hours, but we were ready. You know, I obsessively prepare for these things, like kind of doomsday prepper stuff. Food, gasoline, water, like all those, just in case. I went up to Braintree on, I think, Thursday morning to go get gas. I had a bunch of backup gas already, but then got some more because I didn't know if it was going to be a week without power or 2 or 3 days like they were saying. So, yeah, we were ready, but it was definitely very strong. And I think a lot of people, if you live here, you have to be prepared for this. I mean, I can't imagine living here and not being prepared for a storm like that.
Well, thank God we all made it through that one in one piece. My windows were, going woo, 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 but we made it. I'm alive.
Me too.
But on that note,
Welcome back to What's Poppin' with me, Josh DeMontigny. Who's my guest today?
I am Mr. Sean Norton.
It is Mr. Sean Norton. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to have you on the show.
I'm excited to be on the show.
That's awesome. So to kick things off, continuing from last week, we got a Britney update. Yeah, Britney update, which is awesome. So November 3rd, Jamie Spears, her mom, filed to immediately terminate the conservatorship, which is dope. It's coming to an end soon.
Free Britney.
Free Britney.
Britney.
Shout out to Miss Blake again. We wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah, we would have never gotten this far.
Britney has no one to thank other than Miss Blake.
Honestly, I think so.
God bless. Sean, what's going on with the vaccines?
So I've heard around that the vaccines for 5 to 11 are going to be approved pretty soon.
5 to 11 what?
5 to 11-year-old children. I think that's pretty awesome.
It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If everything gets approved and we can all get vaccinated and be healthy.
Elementary school kids kind of get rolling with their stuff again, which is going to be great to see. They don't have to worry about as much of the COVID stuff. I know it's been hard on a lot of the little kids. But
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be sweet seeing them out and about again.
Exactly. In other news, so Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson were seen holding hands and spending time together at Disney World. And now, we're not children, and we won't make a big deal of this. But oh my God, that's crazy.
What is happening? What is happening?
Like
what?
what?
How does that even end up being a thing?
I don't know.
Who initiates that conversation? Where do they meet?
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know why they went to Disney World
I don't know why
together.
they went to Disney World together.
But we're not gonna make a big deal out of it.
We're not gonna make a big deal.
Because we don't know
It's-
anything.
It's, you know, it's
We
their
don't know
personal life.
anything.
It's their business.
It's none of
you
our
know what's going
business.
on.
But oh my God, this is the craziest
Wow.
thing of all time.
Oh my goodness.
In similar news, what's happening with the man, Mr. West?
Mr. West shaved his eyebrows.
Yeah.
So I'm a member of the football team. I do that, and we've got our last 2 home games coming up. We're the 1 seed, so we've earned the home game for the playoffs. Assuming we win Friday, we'll have 1 more home game after that, and then it's a neutral site game, and then Gillette Stadium would be the state championship game. Hopefully we make it that far.
Well, we all believe in you, and we know with you snapping the ball, number 50, our team's in good hands. And one last piece of news, actually, because yesterday was a special guy's birthday. And so, really quick, we just want to say quick little, you guys want to sing with me?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you,
Sean Norton.
Happy birthday to you,
You're the guy.
Happy birthday, dear Sean. Number 50. Happy birthday to you.
Welcome to the show, Sean. You're here
Back to Frankie
temporarily.
and Jackson.
Thank you, Josh and Sean, birthday boy. We care about you so very deeply, and we hope you prosper in the coming weeks.
And now to our light-hearted segment of the week. We have Mr. Richter's Rituals. We will be going to the select choir class and seeing how he runs those.
So, how old are the traditions that you have kept in your classroom, and how long have you been working here?
Well, I've been working here at Scituate High School. This is my 39th year of being here, and 46th year of teaching, actually, because I taught in a couple other towns before this. But the tradition of the classroom warm-up is something which I've always done, and it's something which is really necessary. It's just like a baseball player warms up, so do choral singers, and so. But the more important part is for everybody to come in and to feel like they're a part of a community. And so I always, our warm-ups, our tradition is to do warm-ups in five different things. Sort of like physically warm up, vocally warm up your breath, warm up your ears, and things like that. But at some point in the middle in that process, I like to just let everybody say hello to each other. And because if we don't feel like we're a community, we're probably not going to do anything beautiful, and that's what we're really here to do is to create something beautiful.
Another faithful member of the choir here. But I'm going to ask you a few questions about Mr. Richter's warm-ups and what he does at the beginning of every class of chorus. So for starters, how do you think his warm-ups specifically, create a sense of community in the class or just around the school?
Well, I think that it's with all of us doing the warm-ups together, it just forms more like a friendship, like a bond through our voices,
Well, first in the actual event of the warm-ups, we warm our voices up. With Mr. Richter, what he'll do is he'll sort of clap or bring us up together, and we start by just moving, getting our body warm. So that gets kids focused. We kind of all look around. We're all doing the same thing. With the singing, we have to be in tune. We have to listen together. Like I can hear the altos, I can hear the sopranos, my other basses. Jason over there, my favorite tenor, minus Will and Jackson, and Frankie too. But I like Mr. Richter's engaged in it too, where there are guys and girls in the chorus who lead it, but he keeps us all engaged and he acts more as like sort of a mentor and less of just a teacher telling us what to do.
Well, the chorus that we have here is it's such a tight-knit family, and even like the band kids that aren't here, like
all the time. Like, we're just so close, and the way that he runs everything, like, just makes everyone such a community. And like our hugs and high fives, like, I think it just adds to, like, the family aspect of everything here.
Well, the community is really something which is ongoing, because unlike a lot of teachers in this building who see their students for a year and then they go move on to other history teachers or other English teachers or whatever, I see students for 4 years. So we develop a relationship which is really, really special. Except you. But we develop a relationship which is really special, and I've said for years that I'm really only about 50% music teacher, and the other 50% I'm surrogate dad, role model. Careful about that. And someone that kids can come to, and like I said, to create that community is hugely important for what we do.
Thank you, Mr. Richter, for showcasing your lovely class tradition. That story was actually inspired by Sarah Villa and Ella Ward's story on class rituals at SHS. So check that story out, and also all the other stories on situation.net. That's situation like the town.
Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3. And one more quick story for you. We have Will Moon with the weather.
So as you can see right about here, it's cold.
Thank you so much for tuning in on episode 3. This one was a great one. Signing off. Thank you.
We devour, put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Like in some more in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I change the game, so what's my name?